I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Wednesday, January 14th. Today, a Main Street hotel burns to the ground.
This building is basically lost. It's been vacant for a while. We don't know if there's anyone in it.
How the blaze is impacting shelters in the city's core. Also today, caught in the act.
You're going to want to look in there. You're going to want to look in there.
The undercover recordings that help bring a disgraced cop down. Plus, from concept to creation.
In the real warming hut, it's going to be like a bunch of strings coming down.
Meet the students behind an award-winning design. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. A mainstay on Main Street has been reduced to rubble. The long-standing Manwin Hotel is a complete loss after flames tore through the building. Standing by live in studio with the details for us is CTV's John Hendricks. John, is this fire still burning?
At last check, fire crews were still putting out hotspots more than 12 hours after it first broke out, Marilee. The Winnipeg Fire Paramedic Service first responded around 3:45 a.m. and it took 20 firefighters on scene to try and get the fire under control.
This building is basically lost. It's been vacant for a while. We don't know if there's anyone in it.
Crews used aerial ladders and hose lines to keep the fire from spreading to neighboring buildings, including the Main Street project. Around 200 people staying at the shelter were evacuated as staff scrambled to find them other accommodations. The 144-year-old hotel had been vacant since last January after years of building and fire safety bylaw violations went unaddressed.
It's always very, very unfortunate when we lose a heritage building in the city. But I think what has happened today is proof that we made the right call in shutting down the Manwin a year ago. The building suffered from numerous fire safety issues, and this could have been a much worse tragedy if there were dozens of people still living there.
The Manwin is the latest building along Main Street to be razed over the past couple of years. The centuries-old Sutherland Hotel burned to the ground last January, and the Bell Block building met a similar fate in March of 2023.
Any word from Main Street project tonight, John? Have staff and visitors been able to get back inside?
Not yet, Marilee. Some folks are over at the Salvation Army and others are staying at the Freight House Community Center. CTV's Jeff Keel will have more on the Manwin coming up at 6, including who will be paying for the demolition.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks, John. New video tonight shows how a disgraced former Winnipeg police officer was caught in the act. The undercover video and audio recordings were part of evidence shown in court at Elston Bostock's sentencing hearing. In this first video, Bostock, who's in the passenger seat, is unknowingly being put through a police integrity test, which, as you will see, he fails.
You're going to want to look in there. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Let's go around the corner. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not here. Not here. No. Here, let's go in here. I'm going to see what their camera is. Yeah. Yeah. There's a fanny pack in the bag. Yeah. You'll be interested in that. Pretty sure? Pretty sure. Are you fixating today? I'm pretty sure you're going to like what's in there. I purposely didn't take it out of the fanny pack. I just opened it up. And you're like, yeah, he's going to like that. Yeah, and I zipped it back up. You're like, I never signed.
The video shows Bostock and another officer having just left the scene of a vehicle break-in. Unbeknownst to both, the entire situation, including the backpack the pair seized, was entirely staged. Another video shows Bostock going into the trunk, rifling through the bag and pocketing $75 in cash, along with some inert drugs made to look like Xanax and meth. The other officer is also facing breach of trust charges as a result of this integrity test. The pair then return to the cruiser, divide up the cash, and discuss how to spend it. Another audio recording presented to court shows Bostock coaching a fellow officer on how to have someone's traffic ticket dropped. Take a listen.
I told him I know you, so like if he could go and just say, yeah, I plead guilty with an explanation, right? Yeah. And then you guys go to court, you show up and you say to the Crown, like, yeah, you know what, I found out stuff that came to light later. He had an explanation. Like, I just like to drop the charge. I just like to drop the ticket.
I've never done that before.
I've done it, and it works, bleeding, because they got such a I know. And they got such a caseload that they don't really care.
49-year-old Bostock previously pleaded guilty to charges including breach of trust and drug trafficking. The Crown is asking for 7 years in prison, while the defense is recommending about 2 years. The judge has reserved that decision for next Friday. Some good news tonight following a terrifying school bus rollover in western Manitoba. Tonight, health officials say most of the people hospitalized are headed home. The Canadian Press is reporting one patient will remain at Swan Valley Health Centre in stable condition, while 3 others who were airlifted to hospital here in Winnipeg are expected to be discharged before the end of the day. RCMP say 4 people suffered significant injuries when a school bus carrying 14 teenage students lost control and rolled off an icy highway while trying to pass another bus near the community of Mafeking, north of Swan River. The RCMP investigation is ongoing. No word yet on whether any charges may be laid. Members of the Canadian Armed Forces are on the ground in Pimicikamak surveying the damage following a nearly week-long power outage.
So our top priorities right now are looking at the community's sewage plant and the 2 water treatment facilities. Simultaneously, we're also taking a look at some of the power generation systems, so the generators that are located at those various locations.
The team's technical assessment commander says they're in the process of assessing exactly what's going on at these locations. Those assessments will inform what additional resources are needed. The commander says the community has been doing a fantastic job keeping systems running, and today even more help arrived.
So we have a electrical distribution technician who's coming in, and we have a water filtration and environment technician as well. They'll both be key in helping do the assessment on the wastewater treatment facilities, as well as support the power generation systems. The third individual is a liaison officer to help us with the coordination efforts.
Based on those assessments, the officers will determine if any further support is required. Approximately 4,400 people from the First Nation are still out of their homes. Grade 7 students at Bison Run School have been learning about structures this year, and in true Winterbeg fashion, they created warming huts.
We have these little pages to make it look like a book. So like in the real warming hut, it's gonna be like a bunch of like strings coming down to make it look like as if you're inside a book, and it's just making like a cozy place.
This hut, titled Warm Up with a Great Book, was designed and built by a group of students from Waverly West Elementary School. Once completed, the hut will feature a mock fireplace, whiteboard for book recommendations, a bookmark, a bench, even a library. And the concept is turning heads. It was selected to be showcased on the Nestawaya River Trail later this winter.
It's a really cool thing that I was a part of, honestly, because to think that I was drawing like designs from paper to like a small little prototype made out of like 3D printing and cardboard like this, to architects actually like designing and building the warming hut. It's like phenomenal to me, honestly.
The students are also using this opportunity to highlight Toba Center's advocacy work for children and youth. It included a QR code in the design, which takes visitors to the center's website. You'll be able to check out the warming hut at the Forks for yourself in a few weeks. Not a bad idea to find yourself a warming hut tonight, yeah. Colleen. Temperatures definitely dropped off.
Well, we've been talking about this roller coaster we've been riding, this temperature roller coaster. Well, it definitely went down considerably. But you know what? Temperatures are where they ought to be for this time of year. But guess what? There's a warm front pushing into Manitoba. It's all part of a low pressure system that will also bring snow. We're seeing both some snow and some freezing rain around the Swan River area. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's more snow on the way. Lots of areas of the province affected. I will show you where coming up. The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bath Fitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution in Winnipeg right now. Partly cloudy, minus 15 degrees. When you factor in those gusty south-southeast winds, the wind chill feels like minus 25. The pressure's dropping and the humidity is 74%. Out in traffic, a live look at Osborne Village. Traffic moving well there. The latest we have from the city is that Main Street remains closed in both directions from Higgins to the Alexander Disraeli area, again because of that fire earlier today at the Manwin Hotel.
And that's compared to a profit of about $12 million a year ago. The company's in the middle of restructuring, with its TV and radio businesses struggling. It's hoping to reduce debt by more than $500 million. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar almost unchanged at 72.03. West Texas Intermediate is up to 61.88. Western Canadian Select is up almost $1.50 to 46.46. And the TSX gained 46 points to hit another record close above 32,900. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Market Watch is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross. Group health plans for any size business.
Manitobans, particularly those in the north, are being warned about a troubling rise in a potentially deadly bacterial infection. It has to do with a strain of invasive meningococcal disease, or IMD, which has been spreading since December 2023. According to the province, it led to 23 confirmed cases and 4 deaths last year, which it says are well above normal. The majority of those were in the north. Symptoms include a dark rash, high fever, stiff neck, and severe aches and pains. As many as 10% of cases are fatal. The province is encouraging Manitobans to check their immunization records and make sure they're up to date with meningococcal vaccines. The city is getting ready to study the potential for a new, sustainable way of supplying energy to some buildings downtown. It issued a request for proposals for a feasibility study and business case for a direct thermal energy system around Graham Avenue. The idea is to use heat recovery systems or geothermal energy to create a thermal network to offset power usage. The city's RFP says a number of buildings in the area have expressed interest, such as MPI, True North Sports and Entertainment, and the Southern Chiefs Organization. That RFP closes February 4th. Some of the wives and girlfriends of your favorite Winnipeg Jets players traded in pucks for puppies this morning at the Winnipeg Humane Society.
You are so precious. He's 70.
Kiera Pionk, Megan Pearson, and Margot Morrissey volunteered at the facility and met some new friends, namely Matlock and Luca, during their visit. The trio is drumming up support for a pet food drive happening at the February 4th Jets-Habs game. Pionk says helping animals is a cause near and dear to their hearts.
I would say most couples or families have for sure one, if not multiple pets on the team. And all of us, you know, we all like to go home to our pets every single day. So we'd like to support anybody else that may have the same feeling and want to support their local shelters.
More than 800 pounds of food was collected at last season's game, and the ladies hope to do the same next month. They're asking fans to bring dog and cat food to the game or make a cash donation. Everyone who donates will be entered to win a Jets Pet Prize Pack. And if you're not going to the game, you can always swing by the Humane Society with your donation.
Shane pulled back and examined Ilya's face. You look tired. That's my line.
Heated rivalry fans, you don't have to wait long for new content. We'll tell you when it's being released next in Spotlight.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting Jade Eagleson.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight, and we're hearing next month's Grammys will be a swan song for its host.
That's right. Trevor Noah is set to host the awards show for the 6th consecutive year, marking his farewell gig.
What the Super Bowl is to the NFL, you know, what Valentine's Day is to romance, what Father's Day is to Nick Cannon, that's what the Grammys is to music.
That's a good one. That is a good one. CBS and the Recording Academy confirmed this will be Noah's last time hosting the ceremony, a role he's held since 2021. It's also the last time the show will air on CBS before it moves over to ABC and Disney+. The 68th Grammy Awards will take place on February 1st. The list of Canadian nominees includes Justin Bieber, Tate McRae, Drake, and Joni Mitchell.
The boys of Heated Rivalry are coming back sooner than expected.
Oh, their fans would want them right now if they could. Nova Scotia author Rachel Reed has announced another one of her books is in the works.
Shane pulled back and examined Ilya's face. You look tired. That's my line.
The 7th installment in her Game Changer series is now set to be published in September. It's called Unrivaled, and spoiler alert, we will pick it up where the long game left off, with Shane and Ilya opening up about their relationship and playing on the same team. Now, as for the show, it has been picked up for season 2, but Crave hasn't said yet when it's expected to be released.
Well, listen up, comedy fans. This upcoming documentary is probably for you.
It's a deep dive into the world of a Hollywood icon.
I am the writer, the director, the producer, and the star. As the actor, I ask for a little more money. As the director, I say, what are you, crazy? You stink. I'm not going to pay that kind of money.
Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks, the 99-year-old man, is an upcoming 2-part documentary about the legendary actor, writer, and director. It follows the life, career, and friendships of Brooks as he skyrocketed to comedy royalty. It starts streaming on January 22nd on HBO Max and in Canada on Crave.
A veteran Canadian actor is facing some legal trouble.
Kiefer Sutherland was arrested by Los Angeles police on Monday after allegedly assaulting a ride-hail driver. The Los Angeles Police Department says Sutherland entered the ride-hail vehicle, physically assaulted the driver, and made criminal threats toward the victim. The 59-year-old was arrested on suspicion of criminal threats and released from jail a few hours later on a $50,000 bond. The 24 star is scheduled to make his first court appearance on February 2nd.
Yikes. All right, an American television and movie star has turned himself in to face child sex abuse charges.
Timothy Busfield is best known for playing the senior White House correspondent in The West Wing. A warrant for Busfield was issued after 2 children reported that he allegedly touched them inappropriately. The criminal complaint alleges the acts occurred on the set of the series The Cleaning Lady between 2022 and 2024. Busfield, who won an Emmy in 1991 for the drama series 30-something, has denied the allegations.
And finally, 2 titans in the toy world are teaming up.
That's right, Marilee. The Pokemon universe is getting the Lego treatment. Lego has unveiled its first ever line of Pokemon sets, marking a major crossover between the 2 of the largest brands in the toy world. The first collection will debut on February 27th and is inspired by characters throughout Pokemon's 3-decade history. The initial rollout will feature 5 fan favorite characters.
Well, I don't know what I bought at Christmas time, but I bought some Pokemon Lego.
I didn't realize it had a
children.
3-decade history already.
Oh, yeah. People have been stepping on those little bricks
I'm sure
for a long
they have.
time.
Yes.
Right.
Lego, yes. Pokemon, well, now you know.
Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Lego for sure, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Colleen.
Watch your step, folks. Your primetime lineup starts at 7 with The Masked Singer. Then catch Fear Factor, House of Fear at 8. Shark Tank is on at 9. And closing in at 10, well, that's shifting gears. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look at the St. James Bridge. Very busy southbound. Again, we still have Main closed in both directions in that stretch between Alexander Disraeli up to Higgins because of the fire earlier today at the Manwin Bridge. Right now in Winnipeg, it's minus 15 degrees. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Oh, the temperature's been going up when it should be falling. It's been rising. You know, you get the drill. We've been going, it's hard to keep track of it when it's not behaving as it normally should. Well, it'll be swinging up tonight, courtesy of a warm front that will be ushering in snow across much of Manitoba. We're seeing popping up a little bit here on the satellite radar there. That's nice when that actually moves, when you hit the button. Swan River, a little bit of snow, but also you notice here too, perhaps a little bit of freezing rain. And it's not just there. There's other areas that could see some freezing rain yet tonight or other forms of precipitation. In northwestern Ontario, it's still pretty clear now, but snow is on the way there as well. Not significant amounts. And in northern Manitoba, speaking of different forms of precipitation, in Flin Flon, ice pellets are reporting there. In the Paw, snow is falling lightly in that region. But take a look at this. This is predominantly freezing rain. Now, this low is dropping out of the Northwest Territories. The general track, it's going to take it through places like like Lynn Lake. A lot of areas will get snow. It's just some of the heavier amounts may come through places like Lynn Lake to Dooley Lake over to Thompson, 5-10 centimeters. Other areas will see less than that, but this is going to spread pretty quickly further south. You see it drops right down mid-evening. It starts to poke into southeastern Manitoba. So late tonight, there's a good chance we'll start to see some snow come down here in Winnipeg. Not a lot with it, and it moves along pretty quickly, but it does keep coming down as we get into Thursday. With that warm front continuing to move across the province, it's going to move on, though. And what comes behind a warm front? Well, a trailing cold front. And as it comes through tomorrow, winds are going to shift. They're kind of going to come from the north, and that's going to send a blast of cold air further and further south. You see some light flurries and some light snow blanketing Manitoba, northwestern Ontario, though, and eventually this will peter out as we get later into Friday. So for tonight, the temperature will be rising throughout the night to around -6 by morning. Light snow is very likely, and we're likely to see it come through late. Not a lot. Winds out of the south at 30, gusting to 50 kilometers an hour. Once the cold front starts to push through, that's when we'll see the winds flip right around. They'll come from the north. Light snow likely tomorrow with a high of +2. So we go down, we go back up. -13 on Friday. Flurries likely or light snow. Saturday, folks, a high of just -23 degrees. Snow is possible Sunday, back up to -17. You see what I mean? Up and down and down and up. Our first weather photo takes us out to Ericsdale. This was the sunrise over that community today. That photo is from Dan. And this is little Sadie enjoying a walk in the sunshine here in Winnipeg and Transcoda. That photo is from Dino. Send us yours by email to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. Spectacular new images of the Northern Lights are showing the natural phenomenon from an angle rarely seen before. Check this out. The breathtaking visuals capture the aurora borealis as it hugs the edge of the Earth with colorful lights. The dazzling display was captured by a member of Japan's National Space Agency from on board NASA's International Space Station. The aurora borealis is a natural phenomenon caused when energy particles from the sun collide with the Earth's atmosphere and create a shimmering curtain of lights. Just when you think the Northern Lights can't get any more spectacular.
They're stunning.
You see it from the International Space Station. Wow. All right, that does it for us this hour. Don't go far, though. We're back at 6 o'clock with much more local news. Hope to see you then.